Good day. Hello, Gemma here. So this is Pilates level 2/3. Let me go through the basics. Remember, if you're injured, then this is not appropriate for you to be doing. If anything feels uncomfortable at any point, then please just stop immediately. Listen closely for alternatives. Remember about your range of movement. So we can always reduce our range of movement, or we can make our range of movement bigger. Whatever's going to help you go through that move. We want to feel the muscles fatigue, but we definitely don't want to feel any pain. So I'm going to crack straight into it. So I want you to start with your feet hip distance apart. And remember, if you're not sure how to get your feet hip distance apart, let us just start by taking them together. Let us turn out our feet like Mary Poppins, like a penguin, and then heels turn out. And we should have our hip distance space between our feet. We can monitor our hip distance all the way through by taking our thumb and our little finger and taking them out like so, nice and wide, spreading them out, and then just taking them over. And if we put them above the feet, the little toes should just sit in between those 2 points. Shoulder blades back and down into our butt pockets, and I'm just going to turn to a side angle. We're just going to begin to rock the pelvis. So we're rocking the pelvis backwards and forwards. And remember, everyone's movement with their pelvis is different. So my range feels quite small. You might have a big range, you might have a small range. Just don't worry about it. We're all individuals, we're all unique. So we're just rocking that back and forth, bringing that movement into the lumbar spine. So that's this part of the spine here, that sacral part of the spine. It's where all our heavy loading is. It's a big junction for movement in the spine. And we're just getting that synovial fluid pumping. So that goes all around the body, all over those joints, lubricating our joints, ready for movement. So very gently now, I want you to tuck it under and hold it in place. So your posture should feel slightly different to how it normally feels. I'm just going to turn to face you again. My shoulder blades are backing down. I'm going to take my hands onto the rib cage. I'm just going to focus on my lateral breathing for a moment. So I'm breathing in through my nose and out through the mouth. So just nice and steady, breathing in. Feeling the ribs expand, feeling them retract, nice and steady. I'm just going to turn on the lights because I'm thinking, is it a little bit dark in here today? It's a little bit rainy outside. Quite nice to have the rain there. So just going through that lateral breath, getting comfortable with it. Excuse me, I do apologise. So nice and steady. Now I've got accustomed to that lateral breath and we're breathing into the rib cage. It's not yoga, we're not breathing into the belly, we're breathing into the rib cage. Let the hands relax by the side. You're maintaining that breath all the way through. Let us take our focus into our pelvic floor. So remember, it starts at the back of the bottom, right at the top of that crack line, comes into the middle and round to the front. Let's think of it as an elevator. And when we're contracting at the back here, we're contracting, we're going up to that first floor. When we come through to the middle, we're coming up to the second floor, and as we come through to the front, we're coming up to the third floor. We're going to stay on that third floor, and we're going to hold it there. So now we've got that pull and that lift, and don't worry if it relaxes at any point, I'll keep reminding you throughout. Take your focus into your navel. So take your focus into your belly button, and begin to draw that belly button in towards the spine. We want to have tension, we want to have control, but we want to have stability and be able to comfortably breathe and move. So it's about a 25-30%. So this tension may feel a little bit firm. Mine's kind of laid with a bit of cake at the moment since lockdown, but that's what we want to have. Shoulders down, nice and steady. Let's just inhale them up towards our ears and then draw them back and down. So we inhale up, we exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. So just nice and steady, letting go of tension in the shoulders and neck. Inhale, exhale. Let's have one more of these. And then I want you to change direction. So just taking them in the opposite direction. So your shoulder blades are drawing together first, and then the shoulders are coming up to the ears. And I know I probably say this every week, but we carry all our tension, all our worries in our shoulders. So these are really nice to just release into the shoulders and a little bit into the neck. 2 more. And last one. And relax. Double chins. We squeeze the chin into our chest, giving ourselves a beautiful, nice little bit of podge underneath our chin, and then let it relax. Draw it in. I have a hereditary chin drop, so no matter how slim I get, that chin stays. So I always have a little double chin, unfortunately. Nice and steady. 3 more. And you should feel that as you're contracting, you're pulling that in, feeling it stretch out into the back of the neck, and release. 2 more. Inhaling as we pull in, breathing out as we release. And last one. And then just sassy walk. So bend your knee, let your alternate arms swing out. And when we're doing sassy walk, remember the pelvis is kind of moving up and down, just as it would when we normally walk. Our pelvis isn't still, it isn't like totally still and level. It's going to shift about. So when we're doing our sassy walk, that's that little bit of freedom to let it shift about. So just bring in some energy now. And you're peeling the heels off the floor. So sassy walk, it's almost like a wide, easy peel, but we've got swaying of the pelvis, which we wouldn't have when we're doing our easy peelers. And then relax it down. Nice and steady, keeping the feet hip distance apart, looking forward, cervical rotations. We just turn the head to the right hand side, bringing it back to the center, and then the other side. Now, sometimes the more advanced we get, the less we feel we need to be focusing on cervical rotations. But we use our neck so much. That's why the double chins are great. That's why chin drops are great, just to release tension in the neck and shoulders. You don't realize sometimes how much we use our neck until you have a neck injury. Trust me, it's horrendous. So nice and steady. So really good to have that mobility in there and do that on a regular basis. Last one to the right, last one to the left. And then bring it back to the center. Nice and steady. Gently glide one hand down and then back. And we're aiming to have equal distance on both sides. Remember, if we've got osteoporosis, we are going to be keeping that range small. So you're literally, if you've got osteoporosis, you're just going to feel the rib cage just come onto the, if you've got a little bit of side fat like me, you'll feel it come onto there, but it's just a small range. If we don't have osteoporosis, we may want to go a little bit further. We may even want to take the hand away from the body. I'm just shaking it up a bit. We're breathing in as we come to the center and breathing out. Do you know, I've turned the lights on and I feel like it's like I've got a sauna on me. It's all spotlights in the loft. I've turned them all on me and it's like, oh, it's too hot. So nice and steady. Let's have one more on the left and then relax. Bring it to the center. Bring your hands onto your shoulders, keeping the elbows level with the shoulders, rotation. Now remember, we're not encouraging the hips to rotate. If we've got osteoporosis, then those hips may be moving, and I really don't want you to worry about that rotation. But if we haven't got that diagnosis, I want you to just not encourage the hips to move. You may find they move a little bit, and that's okay. We're just not encouraging that move. If we was encouraging that move, the whole upper body would be swinging, there may be some rotation in the knees and thighs, and we don't want that. And all the time we've got that pelvic elevator, we're on that third floor, and that abdominal belt's in place. So we've got that postural integrity all the way through as we go through these movements. So we're breathing in and then breathing out. One more to the right, one more to the left. And relax, bring it down. We're going to do monkey squats. So feet hip distance apart, I'm turning to the side again. Let us, if we've got shoulder issues, we can keep our hands by the side, tailbone tucked under. We're going to push the bum back, reach out and back. So if we look down, we can see our toes. I know I've got nice baggy, I've got my harem pants on today. They're like super comfy, but they are a bit baggy, so you can't necessarily see. But you can see that my knees are not surpassing my toes. I've got a juicy peach underneath my chin. And my eyes are just looking slightly forward. So I'm not looking. So when I come upright, my eyes are looking forward. When I come down, as I hinge at the hip and push my bum back, my head with that hinge is going to come onto the diagonal. So nice and steady. And I'm breathing in. And I'm breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. That tailbone's tucked under. Nice and steady. Controlled. Perfect. So let's have 4 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one. And relax. Just turning back to you. Bring your feet together this time. As you bring your feet together, take your hands onto your hips, thumbs around the back and fingers around the front. Bring your index fingers across the tummy. We want them to meeting just above the belly button, and we want them to be level. If they're not, we bring them back, we adjust, and then draw them back. Shoulder blades are back and down, and easy peelers. So we're just going to lift one heel up, and then the other. So nice and steady, peeling the heels off the floor, core nice and strong. Keep it going. Now if we can go a little bit faster, all the time we're aiming to keep the hips level, keep the shoulders level. So nice and steady. Just for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Lift up your right foot. Big toe can rest on the floor, or we can just let it float in front. We're going to just rotate it in one direction and then rotate in the opposite direction and then bring it down. Do the same on the other foot. So just rotate in one direction and the opposite direction and then bring it down. We've now done our warm-up, our mobility, so I'm just going to pause it there. Get ready for our second part when we get straight into it. Well done, everyone.